étoile, tu sais à quoi ça tient? À ça. À tout.
Я хочу быть свободной. Чтобы мы все были свободны. Чтобы творить, чтобы создавать, чтобы выбирать, кем мы хотим стать.
Hello and welcome to our cinema show this week on Arts 24, where we're looking at the best new French films in the cinema this month. And for that, I'm joined by critic Perrine Quennesson. Hi, Perrine.
Hi, Olivia.
Well, we're kicking things off with a film called Réparation. We could translate it as perhaps Compensation. This is a family mystery with a food theme from Régis Wargnier. Now, Régis is no stranger to award shows. He's won a few big prizes in the past, right?
Yeah, exactly. Remember Indochine?
I do.
Yeah, it's a very cult movie now. It starred Catherine Deneuve. It came out in 1992 and won the Best Foreign Film Oscar in 1993. So that was also directed by Régis Wargnier, as you just said. And amazingly, it's still the last time France won that Oscar.
No way.
Yeah, I can't believe it because I'm French and arrogant, but it's true.
30 years. Oh.
Yeah, 30 years. That's way too long. Do something, Oscars. With La Réparation, the director's trying something a bit different from Indochine, but sticking to family drama and Asia. Let's take a look.
Il y a deux règles en cuisine à savoir. L'inspiration, l'audace.
Salut, papa.
Antoine, une étoile, tu sais à quoi ça tient? À ça. À tout.
T'es belle.
À rien.
J'ai envie de me barrer.
Fais pas ça.
Pascal Jankowski s'est volatilisé avec son second Antoine Desmartins.
Okay, so we see the mood there, but what's the story?
So the movie follows Clara. She is a young woman torn between her loyalty to her father, a famous chef, as we just saw, and his assistant, because she loves the assistant. When both of them disappeared during a hunting trip, she's left all alone running the restaurant. But then 2 years later, she gets a strange invitation to Taiwan. The setup of the movie might remind you of Drop of God, which is an Apple TV show based on a famous Japanese manga. It got the same mystery vibe, family drama, the whole memory of flavors thing, and a link between France and Asia, mainly through food.
Always in France. Okay, well, it's been 10 years since Régis Wargnier made a movie. Do you think it was worth the wait?
Totally. First, the casting is spot on. You've got Clovis Cornillac, who was also in the 2020 for It, A Little Something Extra, and is solid as usual. Plus, there are three bright young actors, Julia de Núñez, Julien de Sajan, that we just saw in Monte Cristo, and the Taiwanese actor J.C. Lin. But the movie really shines because it's got this intimate thriller feel, and it takes you on a sensory trip. One advice, if I may, grab a bite before watching this because it will make you super hungry.
Okay, good tip.
Really.
No one wants to be hungry in the cinema. Okay, switching gears completely now. Next up is Not All Men, But by Michel Leclerc. He's a big name in French comedies. This sounds fun.
Yeah, and you understand with a title like Not All Men, But Michel Leclerc isn't afraid of anything. Not even making a comedy about sexism and sexual violence. Yeah. To pull it off, he's got a top-notch French cast. LéaDrucker plays Simone, a cop with old-school ideas, who goes undercover in a feminist group that she thinks is helping with a murder. But then the group suspects really hard word to pronounce, suspects her to be a mole, and she's trying to throw them off by accusing Paul, but Paul, played brilliantly by Benjamin Lavernhe, he seems like a very nice, shy, armless feminist guy. So, yeah, poor him.
He's actually the good guy. Well, let's see how they managed to mix comedy and serious social issues in Not All Men, But.
Paul, toi, tu travailles beaucoup moins que Charlotte.
T'es une perle.
Est-ce que tu ressens ça comme une atteinte à ta virilité?
Mais non, mais pas du tout. Pas du tout. Moi, je vous conseille plutôt de prendre les Maxi Confort Plus, si je peux me permettre. C'est vraiment celle que je préfère.
T'es quasiment une femme, quoi.
Non, non, je suis un homme, moi. Mais un homme complètement démoli.
Déconstruit.
Déconstruit. Une femme m'accuse, et je ne sais pas qui.
On accuse toujours les femmes agressées de mentir. Moi, qu'est-ce que je fais? Je mens.
Si tu te fais choper, elles vont te faire quoi, tes copines?
Okay, so this director, he's quite well known for making comedies about big social issues. That's definitely what he's done in the past, right?
Yeah, Michel Leclerc is like that little voice that points out our silly little flaws and how we bend our own rules. In The Names of Love, which made him famous, he looked at social and identity labels. Then in Battle of the Classes, he went after those bourgeois Parisians and their contradiction, especially when it comes to education and them sending their kids to private schools, because, you know, living together is great, but not too close, you see. So this seventh movie is right up his alley.
Yeah, stereotypes are funny and perhaps light, but this is quite tricky territory for a comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, using a fake sexual assault accusation as a major plot point for both drama and laughs sounds like a really bad idea. But that's where the director's talent shine. He knows how to make you feel uneasy without being totally offensive. He knows how to poke at things without being too provocative. So here he's looking at the impact of the #MeToo movement on both women, with this cop who ends up embracing the feminist ideas she used to hate, and on men, with this guy who starts questioning his past behaviors, even though he was so sure he was an upright person. And most of all, it's actually a very, very sweet movie.
Okay, thought-provoking and amusing as well. Great. Well, staying in France, in Paris specifically, for a gripping thriller now in the heart of the Tamil community. It's called Little Jaffna, and it's Lawrence Valin's first movie.
Yeah, it started with a personal desire to tell a story partly based on his own life. Lawrence Valin is French Tamil himself, and through this film he explores a question of identity and cultural heritage. He decided to wrap it all up in a pretty exciting tale of revenge and loyalty. I think we should have a look.
Sa principale source de revenus reste le trafic de clandestins.
அழகத்துக்குள்ள நுழைஞ்சிட்டா நிக்காம போயிட்டே இருக்கணும்.
தன்னுடைய நிலத்தை இழக்கும் போது அவனுடைய அடையாளத்தை இழந்துடுறான்.
தமிழரின் தாகம்.
And they're not perhaps a very well-known community, but it's not the first time that Tamils have been the focus of a French movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. Back in 2015, Jacques Audiard actually won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival with Dipan. And that was also a thriller, but this time about three Tamil refugees who left the civil war in Sri Lanka and came to France hoping to start over. But as you can imagine, even more if you know Jacques Audiard's cinema, the piece doesn't last for long.
That's true, actually. Indeed, that was a real insight into that conflict and that community here in France, something that Lawrence Valin also wanted to do with his film. He told us more about that in our sister show on France 24's French channel. Take a listen.
It's pure fiction. I didn't want it to feel exotic or miserable. I wanted to show something quite exuberant, quite poppy and colorful. And that's what this genre allowed me to do, to have very strong characters and show this neighborhood in a way we've never seen before. Beyond showing this neighborhood, I wanted to shed light on this conflict because it's had very little media coverage apart from on France 24, actually. So that was important to me. The Tamil community in Sri Lanka is still living in terrible conditions, and I wanted to shed light on the conflict so we can talk about it and not forget.
And visually, sometimes it may feel like a documentary, and that's on purpose because Lawrence Valin filmed in the La Chapelle neighborhood in Paris, which is known for its Tamil community. He even filmed some scenes during a real Ganesh festival, which is a huge event for the community. His goal was authenticity, and he succeeded at it. But it doesn't, like you just said in what we heard just now, it doesn't forget the crime thriller side of things. And you can see in the movie style is inspired by Harmony Korine's Spring Breakers or Wong Kar-wai's Chungking Express, for example, and especially about Tamil cinema. It's a very, very interesting first movie.
Certainly looks like a talent to watch out for in the future. Now, finally, we're looking at Oxana by Charlène Favier. It's the tragic story of one of the founders of the Femen movement.
Yeah, on July 23rd, 2018, Oxana Shachko was found dead in her Paris home. She died by suicide at the age of 31. And in Oxana, director Charlène Favier revisits her story, the story of this feminist figure who co-founded the Femen movement in 2008, actually, making her look like a modern day hero. Almost a mythical figure, actually, like she stepped right out of a Delacroix painting. It's actually quite stunning visually, by jumping between her last day in Paris and her childhood in Ukraine. The film is mainly a moving tribute to this young activist who was also a very talented painter.
Short but quite a powerful, impactful life. Perrine, thank you so much for the roundup this week. We'll leave you with a look at that tribute to Oxana's life. Remember, you can get more movies, arts and culture here on Arts24 every day and on our social media too. Otherwise, do stay tuned. There's more news coming up just after this.
Я хочу быть свободной. Чтобы мы все были свободны. Чтобы творить, чтобы создавать, чтобы выбирать, кем мы хотим стать.
Пишемо гасла на наших грудях. Це занадто інтимно.
Ти хочеш змінити світ чи ні? Наші груди.
Наша зброя.
Наша місія – бунт! Наш Бог – женщина! Ми –
Vous êtes arrivé en France quand?
En 2013.
Pour quelle raison avez-vous quitté votre pays?
On était engagés là-bas.
Поворачивайся.